Coach King used in describing them as we talked to her prior to tip was talented. So they're going to get tested here tonight as young players.
Oklahoma State starts with the ball. Another open look from beyond the arc. It falls for Haley Timmer. Cox picked up the assist. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Both these teams are going to play fast. Oklahoma State obviously does. East Texas A&M, they're going to push the ball to shoot the three well. It's just, can they rebound and handle the ball against Oklahoma State to allow them to hang around a little bit?
5 seconds on the shot clock for the Lions. Down to 1. The ball's loose underneath. And it's a shot clock violation. Cowgirls didn't quite have possession. Oklahoma State led by 40 at halftime in their season opener. They're looking for another hot start. Timmer curls this time and lost control. That was Boyce up with the steal.
A good rotation over by the Lions right there. Timmer doesn't turn it over very often.
Only turned it over once compared to 6 assists in the season opener did Timmer. There's a shuffle. And Hedrick is called for steps. Trying to drive, kicks it out instead. Hurd fires off the mark.
From Mike Gray, to give them a little bit of confidence here early on.
Timmer on the wing.
Defensively on the last possession by Ellison.
Maya Boyce, the transfer from Moberly Area Community College, brought the ball up the field. Timmer's got all 6 for Oklahoma State.
Well, that's one of those paint touches that all good offensive teams get. You obviously can throw it inside to a big to put pressure on defenses right there in transition. A little penetrating kick to the
Boyce trying to get by Micah Gray, fires it up, too strong. 5 on 4 at the moment for Oklahoma State. Underneath to Hurd, who has to save it back in bounds. Timmer straight away. She's got 9.
Look, she can just flat out shoot it. A career 40% three-point shooter. In the opener on Monday, 18 points on just 11 shots and never went to the foul line. So that tells you how efficient she was shooting the basketball.
She came into the year approaching 1,200 career points, and she keeps shooting like this, she's going to get there pretty quick. Cowgirls, Brendan, got 43 pointers up in the season opener on Monday. I don't know if Coach Hoyt wants to see that mark all year long, but they shot it well.
If they're good. I mean, I don't think good teams are going to allow them 40 looks. They shoot it so well at multiple positions, but that's what. Well, they really like Poe. I mean, she's got some toughness to her. Obviously, not much size, but watch this right here. Takes Wooten, who's very quick side to side off the bounce, gets the angle. Terrific finish for the transfer from New Mexico.
2 sophomores working against each other there as Poe gets the free throw. As a team, the Lions free throws at an 87% clip in their season opener. Foul out on the perimeter here against Boyce, her first.
Well, they shot it pretty well from three-point range a year ago at 33% ago that Coach King has this season. Pretty much is going to come out on the floor.
Wooten from the mid-range finishes. Oklahoma State picking up in the backcourt. Reverse layup rejected. Picked up by Oklahoma State. Double team in the post leaves Girardi wide open, too strong. But an offensive board. Igorevba going to work. Double-double in the season debut. Can't finish that time, but a tip down and an offensive rebound. That's slapped away underneath. It'll stay with Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Igorevba didn't get that one to go right there, but they do feel, Oklahoma State staff, that she is an improved finisher. I think we saw a little glimpse of that on Monday night.
Hurd underneath, a blocking foul called, and she'll go to the line. That's 2 on Boyce in quick succession here. She's a player that Coach King would really rather not have in foul trouble. Nina Horvath will check in for.
Yeah, Boyce missed the season a year ago, and that was a really big blow to the team because of what we were just talking about, her ability to handle it. 2 years ago, Boyce averaged 12 a game, 19 times in double figures, but was so good out front in terms of ball security.
Hurd's second free throw is good. She's got 5 here early. Cowgirls' lead has grown to double digits as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Horvath had a couple of points in the season opener. She's already got 2 tonight. And then Nina knocked the 3.
Well, Cora made an excellent pass right there. That was a bullet to the corner.
Hurd got tripped up. It's already at least Oklahoma State back with the basketball. Bite. Pass deflected away. It'll stay with the Cowgirls. Here's what we're looking at for Oklahoma State's keys to the game.
And half court D, that's more of a big picture thing for Jason half court. And then fast, Oklahoma State had 100 possessions in their game against New Orleans. Play fast, but she wants them to take care of the basketball better here tonight.
Horvath in the lane, couldn't finish. Cowgirls back with it in transition. Caught underneath, couldn't quite get it to go.
It's great. They share it, and they're actually a very fun team to watch play.
Bit of a discombobulated possession there. Sees her throw the ball over the baseline. It'll go back to East Texas A&M. Cowgirls leading by 5.
Well, we understand the smile when we asked Valerie King about Poe and the impact she can make on this team this year. A couple of excellent drives to the paint so far here tonight.
Oklahoma State had some wide open three-point looks in the first few possessions, but has struggled a little bit over the last few minutes here.
And another turnover right there. That's 5 here early on for Oklahoma State. That's something specifically J.C. Hoyt did with us today about the drive, and McCott was diving to the basket, which you want your to do. Now, if that's one of your perimeter shooters, they're going to sit out there and wait for the ball to come to them. So that's a situation where Wooten's got to understand which teammate she's passing to.
McCott dumps it underneath to a triple-teamed Staley Hurd, and she is fouled. And Horvath picks up her first. Team's 5th, and so it'll be free throws for Staley Hurd. Hurd did not make it to the free throw line on Monday, but was a very competent free throw shooter a year ago.
Well, like all great scorers, she's going to do it in multiple ways every night. Does a great job of taking what the defense gives. And a lot of times, not just a lot, probably most of the time, she's going to get opposing team's best defender. But she shoots it, she drives it. You can post her in certain situations. That's why she's an All-American candidate.
Oklahoma State looking for a stop. Stack off the glass this time, scoring from in front of the rim too.
Well, you can see, they hung around early, didn't let Oklahoma State come out of the gate and get a big lead like they traditionally do sometimes. And now their confidence is
caught from the corner, off the mark. Lions rebound. Horvath looking for help. Gatwick come to get it.
.23 points on Monday night. Excellent athlete that also can knock down long-range shots.
Good beat at that time, an easy finish for Whiting. That's a Cott's second assist of the evening already. Cowgirls lead by 2. Correction, that's a Cott's third assist already here in the first half. Wooten checks in. The Lions have done a nice job keeping Oklahoma State out of some rhythm here in the first half. Although the Cowgirls are still shooting the ball pretty well. 5 first quarter turnovers though. It's too strong. Hurd rebounds. Micah Gray for 3. Back heel. Horvath with the board, does not have numbers, so she'll pitch it back.
And one of the things I think the Lions are doing a good job with Oklahoma State in transition is they're stopping the ball high up the floor. You see where they met Staley Hurd. Slow her down. That allows teammates to float, get matched up in defensive transition.
Poe tried to step back, left it short. Wooten pitched it ahead. It's deflected free and volleyballed out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cowgirls. Has quite as in control as we saw on Monday night.
Well, East Texas A&M has, you said, done a really good job. They've been sound in all of the things and have gained some confidence.
Wooten able to lean in through some contact and finish with the right hand.
And I think what you're seeing for Coach King is you have these ball handlers out front that she did not have a year ago. And so they've been able so far, for the most part, handle the pressure from Oklahoma State and their size and physicality.
Staley Hurd diving for the loose ball there and rocking our table a little bit.
Yeah, Castillo, you can do that a year ago when you're in high school. Look over at your coach and handle the ball, but not with Staley Hurd right in your lap. Get to the second quarter.
Spinning runner off the mark from Ellison, and that will end the first.
1 through 5 at a pretty high level. She can rebound right here. She can lead a break. I mean, she's just a big-time player.
She draws the foul here against Castillo, and Brendan, we even saw her diving for the loose ball out here at half quarter. I mean, when your leader is doing those little things, those effort plays, that sets the tone for the whole team.
Yeah, and she's a great teammate. She's unselfish.
Not looking on the backdoor cut, instead goes the other way. Cott driving, off glass, no, but a foul.
That's a play right there, or a situation I think you're going to see when watching Oklahoma State with a Cott. She's basically an undersized 5. The 4-5 type, but where you get some ball movement, especially as you get into Big 12 play, when she's playing that 5 position, she have some bigger bodies guarding her. That's going to be tough. You see that stride on that first step, and that's pretty impressive. After ball movement, it was great to see her just attack and get herself to the foul line.
Cowgirls shooting a bunch of free throws in the first half. already 7 free throw attempts up, and the Cowgirls have made all 7. Texas A&M did have 2 girls foul out in their season opener, both in about 20 minutes on the floor, so they have committed some fouls in this early portion of the season. Underneath, Dak with another finish.
What a great cut by Dak. I mean, that's just a block-to-block. Defender got caught losing side of the ball, and that's Castillo, a freshman, making a solid play.
Wooten corner, extra pass, finds Gray, got it.
Now that's the Cowgirls right there. Ball movement, drive, force help. Get it moving, don't let it stick, find a shooter.
You usually don't have to look far to find a shooter on this girl roster at any given time on the floor. Castillo tried to give it away, but on the same page with Nina Horvath, it goes flying out of bounds.
Well, here's Gray. First 3 make of the game. That's Wooten. Look at how fast she turns the corner, draws help. It's about how quick the ball moves, and then Gray, when she sets her feet, we've seen it a lot in a little over a season. 4 threes on Monday night. That's her first year this evening.
Igareva back in the game. Hurd's 3 is too strong. Hurd picks up boys in the court. Ooh, nearly poked away by. Whiting will check back into the next stoppage for Oklahoma State. Nina Horvath. Spinning. Scoop shot, good off glass.
Well, they've been doing a lot of that, just space. Try to tackle State one-on-one.
The corner, but an offensive foul. That's pretty rare, it seems like, from Staley Hurd, especially since it wasn't a drive to the rim.
Yeah, turns the corner on the handoff, and that is a great job. I'm telling you, that's Castillo. So this is why she's excited about this freshman group. Castillo's played with confidence. We saw the nice pass on a pre-possession, and right there taking charge.
There's a foul on Amari Whiting, her first. Team's second. The Lions hanging around, down 5 with the ball. Unforced error on the turnover there, gives it back to Oklahoma State.
And right now, if you're East Texas A&M, you've got a little under 2 minutes to that next media timeout. This if you could just survive from segment to segment, keep it interesting.
Extra pass to Gray, same spot, same results.
Well, you can see how East Texas A&M is playing defensively, Adam, and they are really help-oriented. They are not Oklahoma State to get the rim, but the help is allowing Oklahoma State to find those 3-point shooters.
Poe confidently down the number after getting the offensive rebound. 6-point game again. Gray on the step back, off the mark, but a rebound from Igareva. Staley Hurd pumps, drives. Now it's Whiting. Tried to dump it underneath. Hurd in. The foul called. Hurd will go to the line.
I'll tell you what, you can tell the line work on shell defense. Boy, their weak side rotation is very, very good. Look, help there. Help here, but Whiting just able to get it on the backside there to her.
Her first free throw goes in and out, her first miss of the night. Credit, I think that was Castillo, tried to charge, got up, got to the shooter, got up, almost got to the next shooter. She's running around everywhere. Lena Girardi back in the game for Oklahoma State. Long rebound is tracked down by East Texas A&M again. Inside, turnaround jumper. No. Girardi gets the ball.
Guys, we've talked about Oklahoma State as a guard group. What makes them really good, obviously, is the ability at multiple positions to shoot the three. They can all take you off the bounce.
Door cut.
Unless she put the forearm into Timmer or extended.
Timmerkoff coming off of an 8.6 assist, 4 steal game in the season opener, and he's doing it all again here. Forces the turnover there.
Well, and for the Lions, you put Castillo, who's really made an impact in the game so far. Now she's on the bench. Valerie Queen's got to protect her with those 2 fouls.
Take a red buck, can't finish, got her own miss. Her shot's blocked. Scooped up inside. Whiting can't get it to go. Got her own miss. Now it's taken away. Whiting still fighting for it. And a jump ball eventually called. Possession arrow will keep it with Oklahoma. That was an absolute scramble.
Well, it's a good thing you're not doing radio anymore, because that would have been a lot to describe to the listeners. A whole lot happened with not much.
Just arms and limbs flying around everywhere. The ball never left about a 3-foot area. Cowgirls in formation for the baseline OB. Timmer got knocked down, back to her feet. Halfway through the second. State leads by 9. Big Red kicks it out, 4 seconds to shoot. Timmer lets it fly. Too strong. Wooten the offensive rebound again. Girardi this time.
Well, East Texas A&M has had some really good defensive possessions. You know, forcing everything out, but you got to rebound. It's one thing to get the stop, until you're able to corral, but be aggressive, because she can put up numbers in a hurry.
My good friend Tyler Merriam does the play-by-play on the radio out there at South Dakota State for the men's and the football team, and I asked him, hey, how do you think she'll translate? That I think she'll be just fine. He's been absolutely correct.
Yeah. Well, player. I mean, there's no question.
Speaking of Big 12 players, Girardi off the mark, making an impact in her freshman campaign. 15 points in the season opener. A little pressure out towards half court from Oklahoma State. Straight away for 3. No. Question for me, Brendan, is can East Texas A&M keep this pace up? They've been really active, especially from the guards. Can they keep it going?
Well, yeah, hey, look, over 40 minutes of time, it'll be very difficult for East Texas A&M to pull this off. But they are making it very difficult in Oklahoma State. I mean, their half-court D, at least up until that first shot, has been tremendous. In a building that understands help defense, I mean, it's really been impressive, and they're hanging around much longer than I had anticipated.
Jumper off the mark, Girardi secures it.
Well, you see how they're just keeping everything in front. They're right there on the catch.
Wooten will try the 3. It's off the mark. Better box out that time for the Lions.
She might miss 1 or 2, but that's not going to deter her from the next time she gets a look from taking it. And she has tremendous confidence to be such a young player.
Horvath goes to the ground. It's knocked free. Still a scramble for it. flung out, 4 seconds to shoot. Poe will let it fly. It's off the mark. The Cowgirls get the rebound. That's more than a 5-minute score out now for the Lions. Wooten drives, can't finish, but a foul.
Yeah, that's one of the few times here in the first half that Oklahoma State has been able to get something in transition. That's not a primary break. That's what we call secondary. But Wooten, well, you can get her isolated in that situation. I mean, it's very difficult to defend one-on-one when you're backpedaling and trying to get matched up defensively.
Wooten at the line for the first time this year, misses the front end. Keep in mind the Cowgirls were the 60s or approaching the 60s in the game on Monday. This has been a whole different game.
But you know what? I mean, they have not been able to do what they typically have done, and they're going to end up probably with 40-plus points.
Sure. Yeah, well, that's a fair point.
It's crazy.
Left-handed shot. No, it's tipped out of bounds. Goes back over to Oklahoma State. East Texas A&M. Last time I was able to create some chaos as well. Forced 36 turnovers in that game. That makes them top 10 in the country after one game.
And just been solid, and it's allowed them to hang around for quite a while. Well, that's good coaching. And as you alluded to earlier, I mean, this ball club did a good job adjusting from one game to another and implementing a defensive game plan.
Timmer is up to 14 points and is 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. Looks like they got Whiting with the foul here, her second.
Well, if you're Oklahoma State, Adam, right here, so, you know, you always want to close out the half in a positive manner. Chance here, there's it was an 8-second discrepancy between game clock and shot clock. Solid get a stop. 8 seconds or more obviously is an eternity for Oklahoma State to get something on this other end. Right? These are important exchanges right here. Defensive stop, push, gain some momentum going into halftime.
Wild shot off the glass is knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Oklahoma State. Cowgirls trying to close the half on at least a 12-0 run here. It's been 6.5 minutes since the Lions have scored. Can they extend that to more than 12? True.
And I say that because the Southland Conference this year, they're playing 22 conference games. Conference play in any league, any level is a grind. How'd you like to have 22 of those?
Start before Thanksgiving,
yeah.
Like by a week.
November 22nd,
yeah.
It's their first conference game.
Early three-pointer up, but out. Cowgirls spotting on the other end. Gray can't hit it. That's a tough spot for an offensive rebound. It's knocked away. It'll stay with the Lions. And part of the reason that conference play gets so tough is everyone knows each other so well. So a lot of those games are close throughout, and you really have to grind through them. 22 of those is a lot.
It's a lot. You know, the Big 12 men a year ago, for the first, it's always been 8 conference games. They went to 20. And of course, I'm around at that level quite a bit. I think a week into January, I heard from every big coach I talked to, we're going back to 18 next year.
A little scoop shot, missed. Rebounded by a Cott, who's put in good minutes. Hasn't scored a ton tonight, but solid. Underneath to Timmer. Kick it away, 12 to shoot. A couple of kind of slower possessions for Oklahoma State here to open the half. 5 to shoot. Here comes a screen, 3 to shoot. Whiting, driving, scooping, finishing.
Yeah, I mean, it really was an excellent defensive possession. That's just Whiting. We talked about what a big, strong guard she is. And right there, as soon as she got the angle on Boyce, it was a done deal. Boyce had to be careful. You remember she has 2 fouls and was limited in the first half because of it.
Cowgirls get it back. Whiting kicks this time. Gray spots up. Good.
Gray, it's a shot right there. But to continue on Whiting, she just makes so many positive plays.
Well, that's what you look up and down this Oklahoma State roster. It feels like that's kind of the MO. It's everybody is capable of doing multiple things well.
And Oklahoma State at the 5 position, when certain lineups they don't have a lot of size. Whiting helps with the rebound. She's at the kick.
Hurd flings one up. Foul will send her to the line. Be careful. She looked like she got that arm out there a little bit.
Hurd and Whiting, to me, are similar. Obviously a little bit different players, and Staley Hurd is a lead, but they are going to impact every game in multiple ways. You look at Monday night for Whiting, 12 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, and kind of having a similar night. And what you call those players that are like that, Adam, they're basketball players. I mean, they just know how to play.
Riza Poe, her coach called her a basketball player when we talked to her before the game. Poe can do a lot more score for this Lions squad. Sets the screen there and frees up Horvath. He'll jump off underneath and an easy bucket.
That's a great cut by Dak. Poor Horvath catches it in there. The defenders of Oklahoma State turn to look. Dak took advantage.
Gray couldn't finish through some contact, but the stick back is good. First field goal of the game for Akot. Not going to be a hand check foul there on Micah Gray. Whiting, Gray, Akot out. Igareva, Girardi, and Wooten in for Oklahoma State. It has been 10 minutes now with East Texas A&M scoring a total of 2 points.
Oklahoma State defensively, I mean, they've been solid. Had very few to no defensive breakdowns in that stretch.
Timmer driving. Wooten at the baseline, a whistle. And a foul on the floor. That one goes against Poe. Just her first by my count.
And especially coming out here the second half, Oklahoma State's doing a better job of this. Sometimes when you play, I want to call it a soft man, because East Texas A&M is on the catch right there with Oklahoma State's players, but they're allowing them to move it on the perimeter. So they're moving it with ease. And sometimes the tendency is to not be aggressive driving and move it with ease. Oklahoma State now, you see, they're being more assertive, getting the paint kicking out, and it's like deja vu all over again right there.
Haley Timmer's 6th three-point make of the night. That ball knocked and taken by Igareva. See if they can find the hot hand again. Wooten, the block. Wooten turns the corner all the way to the rim. Can't finish, but she's fouled. Took a big. We were talking a moment ago about moving the ball around the perimeter. What's the best way to do that? You try to reverse it and get some movement? How do you get that? How do you get man-to-man defense moving?
Well, right there, East Texas A&M got too far extended. And that's Boyce, and that's dangerous against Wooten. She's able to turn the corner right there.
Wooten let the first one short. In fact, she's 0 for 3 now at the charity stripe tonight.
Well, what you would like to see over time throughout the course of the season is her getting there quite a bit more. Obviously, with her quickness and handles, and she's strong. I mean, she can absorb contact. I think you'll see her get there a little bit more often than she did a year ago. Freshman.
The Durant native. Durant, excuse me.
Oh, yeah. So you caught yourself. I got some good friends from Durant.
Went to high school at Silo, a baseball powerhouse.
Yeah.
They play all year round now. In a lot of traffic, has it stripped away.
Yeah, good aggressive rebound in high school. Time she gets that opportunity, I bet you she goes straight up without putting it down.
She helped create the offensive foul there, fighting through the screen.
And you got Acker in there right now, who in her 6-7 minutes Monday night against New Orleans played really, really well. She's coming off an injury, so they're taking it slow with her, but they definitely feel like she's going to play an important part with this ball club. And if you watch Monday night, I mean, she was impressive. Had good hands, knows how to play, certainly has some size at that 5 position. It gives them maybe a little versatility when a is not out there.
8 points, 4 rebounds in just 6 minutes on the floor, and 3 of those 4 were offensive boards. Staley Hurd makes both. She's got 11 points, only 1 field goal, 2-point make. The rest of it's come at the line tonight. Again, you can do it in, if you can name a way to succeed on the basketball floor, she's capable of it. Castillo trying to create after just 6 points in the second quarter offensively for East Texas A&M. They've got just 4 through almost 6 minutes here in the third. And a foul on Staley Hurd will send the Lions to the line. Look at Macy Heward over on the bench for Oklahoma State. Speaking of players of injuries, hers was unfortunately really ill-timed, so she will be, it sounds like, out for the season. But I saw her post on Instagram the other day talking about excited to cheer on her team and her friends. So it seems like she certainly still feels part of the squad.
It was good to see her here today. I went over and said hello, and said, you don't want to waste this season. And obviously Oklahoma State has tremendous depth this year, but she was in good spirits. She said, yeah, it's hard not being out there, but she says, I love my team, I love my coaches, and had a really good attitude about it. But as she and I talked, always so I had an injury, ACL, that kept me out a year, and I thought it was, I thought my life was over. But so many things beyond that happened that, looking back, it ended up being a blessing, and I think that's the way you got to look at it.
Heward exploded onto the scene with a 31 point, if memory serves, debut last year, and she'll be a lot of fun to watch when she gets healthy again.
I mean, yeah, if you throw her out there with this group, which she would, be part of the rotation, obviously. I mean, you want to talk about another player, another big guard that shoots it great and rebounds it well.
Well, and keep in mind that that's one thing that J.C. Hoyt wanted to add to her squad 2 years ago. They weren't deep, and some injuries really affected that team. In this case, you see a player go out with an injury, there's enough depth that they can still be a highly functional squad, as we see Wooten hit the mid-range bucket.
Yeah, I like that mid-range from Wooten. I mean, it is definitely a weapon that she can use if the defense is protecting drive first.
A bank shot goes for Cora Horvath, her first 3-point of the year. And now a turnover near the midcourt line. Pinball's in and out. And the rebound picked up by Hurd.
And don't think Coach Hoyt liked that last turnover.
Gray and Whiting getting ready to check back in. A little give and go with Wooten and Acker, and Wooten gets there again.
Yeah, that's smooth. I kind of feel like I throw a name out to you. I stumped you with George Gervin. Do you know the name Joe Dumars?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I do.
I don't know why that last jumper reminded me of Joe Dumars.
You know, the mind is a strange thing, Brendan, especially. 65-30 Oklahoma State. A little under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. See what East Texas A&M can come up with offensively here. Hedrick to the top of the key underneath. Shot won't go, but a foul. And Castillo will go to the line.
Castillo is a little player.
She's quick.
Yes, yes. Knows how to play. She's confident. And really from the tip, you know, you think, okay, a freshman who came off a tremendous opening game against UNT Dallas, coming into Oklahoma State, Power 4 team, that's good. And she's played like she's belonged all night. Obviously, you get to college, you have an advantage. You get better weight program, strength, conditioning, etc. I'm interested in the next couple of years and how much she will improve once she can gain some experience at this level.
Timmer kicks. Whiting bumped on the drive. Back to the topic of the Lions, Brendan. While they haven't shot it certainly as well tonight as they did in the season opener, it doesn't seem like it's been for fear of trying to do things offensively. They've been willing to attack. They've been willing to create contact. So I got to feel like that's a trend that if Coach King sees that continue, will lead them to success when they get to league play, the extensive league play that they do have. Whiting up to 5 points on the night, but has really affected the game in other ways. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers in 18 minutes. And now up to 6 points. Whiting trying to stay toe-to-toe. Hurd was diving for the ball and ended up making contact.
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes she's so strong, and if she's attacking a player that's not as strong, I mean, she doesn't understand that how she just moves so much.
Acker on a bit of an extended run here. She's got position in the post. Eventually dumped it to her. A little drop step, couldn't finish. A putback, and she's fouled.
And right now, Coach Hoyt has a Cott at the 4 and Acker at 5. And you know, I think this is maybe another lineup combination that they can utilize, especially when we get to Big 12, because obviously teams are going to have to match up with Oklahoma State, but you know, there's certain situations you're like, okay, we've got to match up defensively first and foremost. And Akkad can get out and guard 3s and 4s because she's so athletic. You might see them together more later in the year, especially as Acker gets healthier and more acclimated coming off the injury.
Turnover will give it back to Oklahoma State. Akkad averaged just shy of 7 points and 7 rebounds per game last year at UCF. Started 21 games. She's got Big 12 experience too.
Exactly. That's a great point. Just thinking about that as we were preparing for tonight's game, that she's been through it 2 different times. And there's some players. I mean, Timmer And obviously she's an excellent player. She hasn't been through the grind of, one of the best leagues in the country. But someone like a Cott, I mean, it's like all of us. Anything in life, once you've gone through it a time, and you obviously have a better feel, and you handle it better, or at least you would hope, the next time around.
Acker makes the first free throw, her first point of the night. Second one too strong, but Gray fighting for the rebound. Travel called. Boys got to the ball, but in an effort to stay in bounds, was trying to balance on one foot and hopped a few times. Cowgirls have outscored East Texas A&M 25-10 here in the third quarter. Mid-range jumper for Gray that time. Pulls, banks it in. The last 2 threes have both been off the glass for Hens.
Well, tomorrow morning in the paper, they'll both count.
Acker with her first field goal as she powers her way to the basket. Last 2 she's gotten it, she's been closer to the rim.
And one of the things, she's very intelligent, and we talked about it Monday night. When she posts, she does her work early, meaning she gets position and bodies up with the defender, a couple passes ahead, and that's what all your great bigs do.
Whiting called foul, her third personal.
Coach Sutton would always say, and this was the years that I played with Bryant Reeves, obviously, and that was a big luxury. If you're
I would imagine that would help. Yes.
But even after that, and he didn't have that quite of a talent in the interior, he would say you still have to throw it in there periodically, no matter what your personnel or what personnel you have, to keep defenses honest. And you saw that with the development of Tenon Magassa last year. She came in as a defender, rebounder, shot blocker. She was great at it, but she became a threat once you got to conference play, and they could throw it into her, and it helped diversify Oklahoma State's offense. I'm not saying Acker's going to be Magassa, but you can see, as she can play more minutes and gets healthy, that she can be a threat, and they can throw it into her.
There they go inside. To be a little bit higher in a game like this.
Yeah, and you're right. Texas basically worked inside out. Even with Oklahoma State's ability to shoot, they decided we're not going to let them take us off the bounce and just get to the rim. And that didn't happen. It really allowed them to make things interesting for about a quarter and a half.
Yeah, that strategy really caused some problems for Oklahoma State in that first quarter, for some turnovers.
And we alluded to it multiple times. It caused them to get a little stagnant offensively in the half court as well, because things weren't coming easy as far as getting the paint touches, turning the corner to help, and even kicking shooters. But later in the second quarter, now she's listed at 5, so she's obviously down that area. But her willingness to go inside, I mean, that's fearlessness.
Drive to the basket for a Cott, and we were talking about Acker and her back to the basket game. A Cott more capable from the perimeter of putting the ball on the deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's been interesting to watch again those two together here in this stretch, play 4 and 5.
Poe trying to go to work again, this time on Timmer. A very good defender. The closeout didn't matter. That was pretty good defense. Poe just hit it.
Yes.
Poe had 16 in their season opener. Got 17 tonight, which is almost double. Deck, who's the next closest at 9.
Well, if you have good guards, you can win games. They're going to be more than competitive in the Southland. We saw her take it off the bounce, go with the offhand down the right-hand side. Here it is. That's the previous one. And then she backed that one up with the 3. And see that facial expression? That's what it's been all night, regardless of what's going on. So obviously she has a great countenance. And her teammates, I mean, they will act like that over time as she's the leader out front at the guard position.
Tough runner from Gray, and a bunch of traffic just floated it up over the defenders. Gray scored from all 3 levels.
Yeah, I like the fact that she's driving it, or at least the first 2 games. She's less hesitant to do that. And obviously, she's a great catch and shoot 3-point shooter. But she's an excellent free throw shooter. If she'll drive, she can drive to contact and get herself to the line some.
Timmer in transition after the takeaway and is fouled. She'll go to the line. But going back to Gray, and we were talking earlier about the grind of conference play. Everybody in the Big 12 knows what Micah Gray is good at. She made a ton of threes against them all last year. So they're going to come out, and that's going to make that drive capability even more important.
Yeah. Again, I mean, one plays off the other. You know, and if you're only a shooter, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you're relying on your teammates mostly to somehow find you within the realm of the offense and set you up. But when you can do both, I mean, you become very difficult to guard. And with Oklahoma State, multiple players that can do that, Adam. Teams this day and age don't have 3 and 4 excellent perimeter defenders. Probably have 1, potentially have 2. So you do the math. If J.C. Hoyt's putting 3 or 4 of these versatile perimeter players out there, somebody is going to attack the weakest defender of their opponent.
Gray stepped in there, coming from the backside, help, took the charge. Nelson wasn't a fan of the call.
That's good rotation right there. Great. That's about as animated that I've seen Coach Hoyt. Really happy about that play with Gray.
Nelson is fouled out of the game. She had 4 fouls in their season opener. 2 of her teammates fouled out. Hurd her own miss and gets it back up and in. Staley Hurd has 15 points on 3 field goals made this evening. And the players down for East Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think that's, is it Castillo?
Hard to tell. To her feet. Yep, that's Rizia Castillo, freshman out of Houston. She's only had 1 point tonight, but she's got 3 assists and a rebounds.
Let's take a look right here. So, well, you couldn't tell right there. Did she come down on a foot?
I think she just landed funny. Not sure if it was on the foot, but it was definitely on the hand. A little pressure here from Oklahoma State. The Lions able to break it.
Nice.
Short jumper, good. Good ball move.
Yeah, those are nice plays. And what happens right there when Boyce drives and then Hedrich vacates the open spot. Really good play right there between those two.
Whiting will go to the line. Girardi and Tyler Hurd will check in. Timmer coming to the bench to a standing ovation from her teammates. Whiting's first free throw is good. Poe couldn't get by a Cott. Class no, Cowgirls rebound and running. Whiting for three, left it short, got her own miss. Cott to the ground to get it. And a timeout from J.C. Hoyt. Not only the
that designed out of the timeout. You know, Whiting is 5', but a strong, experienced player. Able to take advantage right there. A little bit of a mismatch.
Kick out to Boyce. And she shuffled her feet. It'll go the other way. Oklahoma State has only forced 4 more turnovers than they've.
I mean, this is a little bit to me. I mean, Whiting can score, but she's on a team of a bunch of other scorers, and got some discrepancy in the game. And she, you know what? I'm gonna get a couple touches.
Is one of 4, as the scoop is good. One of 4 Cowgirls in double figures. There's a couple more knocking on the door of that. Oklahoma had 6 with double digits on Monday night. Girardi open. Too strong. Scrub for the ball, and Tyler Hurd scoops it up in the backcourt. Fresh shot clock for the Cowgirls. Whiting turns the corner again. Missed it. Slapped it bounds.
On their vehicles this year.
There's a foul and a finish underneath for Akata. She'll go to the line. If memory serves, the whole Sapulpa girls basketball team was here for a game last year. They all had their blue shirts on.
Well, they had great careers there. Played for one of the all-time great coaches in our state. And now it's great. I mean, it's great having Tyler here. You know, Tyler will probably over time work her way into the rotation. You know, as a freshman a year ago at Oral Roberts, I mean, she was part of that. Played really, really well at times, but wanted to be his sister. And I think that's great.
Ready for 3, strong again. A Cott fighting for the board. And got it.
It's Grays, right? You know, those are your horses that go score. But when you get beyond that, when you have players, and as a coach, you know exactly what you're going to get out of them, that helps you insert them in situations that help your ball club. I mean, they are vitally important. Those type of, you just don't win off your thoroughbreds.
Horvath hits the reverse. Cowgirls operating again. Wooten has had 9 points on the night. Cott driving. Little jump stop in the finish.
Yeah, there it is right there. Again, you have a Cott at the 4, but time with Egerpa in there. After some movement, you see that catch at the elbow, and she just rips and drives left.
Cott has had a very active second half. 11 of her 13 points have come in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Poe on the drive, bunched by Wooten. She'll go to the line.
Back to that last one, Adam. This is a Cott. You get ball, a lot of ball, boom. See, that's a rip. That's guard skills right there. Now in that situation, she takes a smaller player to the cup, but that's really, really, really good. And that's an area where they can utilize her after some ball movement, especially against bigger, slower players that she might get matched up as you get into Big 12 conference play.
At the line to try to expand on her 17 points.
Yeah, sorry. And she's got such a great first step. I mean, it was rip, and then that right stride. You know, there's no wasted motion, and then boom, behind you or ahead of you, and you're behind her.
Called for the double dribble.
And I think in observing Oklahoma State, you know, for a second time in a short period, you know, I think our initial impressions were their guard group, their perimeter group, really good, deep. A lot of options there for Casey Hoyt. And the development at the 4 and 5 position, whatever that is, and then lots of directions it can go. There's potential there, but that is what I'll be watching over the next month to 6 weeks.
There's recent evidence to suggest the Cowgirl coaching staff is adept at developing post players with the growth of Tenen Magasa last year. We'll see what they're able to do with this current group.
Yeah, I mean, there's history there, right? Of not only develop, you know, when we used to talk about development was when players stayed places for more than a year.
Sure.
But the fact that what they were able to do with Magasa in the 1 year they had her offensively, I mean, it was outstanding.
Acker with the putback and the foul. Acker's got 5 offensive in a total of about 12 minutes on the floor through 2 games this season. Certainly has a nose to go and get it on the offensive end, it seems like. Cotton had it kind of fall to her, but gets back into the hands of East Texas A&M. The rebound for Acker. She draws the foul. Cowgirls are in the bonus, so it'll be 2 free throws. Oklahoma State a chance to eclipse the century mark again after doing so in the season opener against New Orleans. 3 points in the last 46 seconds here.
And it felt like, because they're always so efficient and smooth and all the things, it felt like they got off to a slow start. But still, I mean,
22 points in the first
quarter. That's what expectations will do for you, right?
Yeah. Coach Hoyt and her squad don't seem to have away from those expectations at all. Man getting into things here inside Gallagher-Iba Arena as we close in on the final seconds of this game. From one twin to the other on the offensive rebound. Runner won't go. Another over and a foul on Acker. Allison Gatwick's to the line.
I think that Valerie King will be very pleased with what her team did here tonight. I mean, they were really sound offensively, in particular that first quarter into the second quarter. You can tell that they knew what their game plan was. They handled Oklahoma State's size and pressure out on the perimeter pretty well. And they played tough. She wanted them to compete for 40 minutes, and you can check that one. I mean, they've done that.
I think their main concern coming out of this game is going to be the health of Castillo, and can she return? Because she was impressive in her debut and looked good in a lot of ways this evening as a freshman going up against a Power 4 opponent. A scoop shot off glass for Moreland.